Are you struggling to make ends meet? Imagine checking your bank account on March 1st and seeing a deposit that could change everything. That's right. We're talking about the massive $137 billion in Social Security grants being distributed starting tomorrow. But here's the thing. Not everyone qualifies, and if you don't check your eligibility now, you might miss out completely. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to get your share of this unprecedented financial relief program. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you been keeping up with the recent changes to Social Security benefits? Many Americans have no idea that these new grants even exist, which means billions of dollars will go unclaimed. Don't let that be you. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now so you never miss critical financial updates like this one. Let's get into what these Social Security grants are all about. Unlike regular Social Security retirement benefits, these grants are part of a supplemental assistance program designed to provide financial relief to millions of Americans facing economic hardship. The $137 billion package was approved as part of broader economic relief measures, and the funds are scheduled to start hitting bank accounts as early as tomorrow, March 1st. But what makes these grants different from standard Social Security payments? For starters, they're not just for retirees. These grants target a much wider range of Americans, including working families, individuals with disabilities, and those with limited income regardless of age. So even if you've been told before that you don't qualify for Social Security benefits, you might still be eligible for these special grants. Now you might be wondering, how much money are we talking about here? The exact amount varies based on your specific situation, but payments generally range from $500 to $3,000 per eligible individual. For families, that number could go even higher. Think about what that kind of money could do for you right now. Could it help catch up on bills? Pay down debt? Create some breathing room in your budget? For millions of Americans, these grants will make a significant difference. But here's where things get complicated, and why so many people might miss out. The eligibility requirements for these grants aren't being widely publicized. The Social Security Administration is overwhelmed with processing these payments, and they simply don't have the resources to reach out to everyone who might qualify. That's why I'm making this video today, to help bridge that information gap and make sure you don't leave money on the table that's rightfully yours. So, who exactly qualifies for these grants? First, let's talk about income thresholds. Generally speaking, individuals earning less than $35,000 per year or families earning less than $70,000 may qualify. But income isn't the only factor. Do you have dependents under 18? That could make you eligible. Are you caring for an elderly parent? That could qualify you too. Do you have medical expenses that exceed 7.5% of your adjusted gross income? That's another potential qualifier. What about if you're already receiving some form of government assistance? Many people assume that if they're getting SNAP benefits, Medicaid, or other assistance, they won't qualify for these grants. That's actually not true. In many cases, being enrolled in these programs automatically makes you eligible for the Social Security grants. It's worth asking yourself, am I currently receiving any government benefits? If so, you're likely already in the system and might be first in line for these payments. Another common question I'm hearing is whether these grants affect regular Social Security benefits. The answer is no. These are supplemental grants that won't reduce or impact your standard Social Security payments in any way. They're also not loans, so you don't have to worry about paying this money back. Once it's in your account, it's yours to use as needed. Now let's talk about the application process, because this is where many people get tripped up. For some recipients, no application is necessary. If you're already in the Social Security system, whether through retirement benefits, SSI, or SSDI, the SSA already has your information and payment method on file. In these cases, the grants will be deposited automatically to the same account where you receive your regular benefits. But what if you're not currently receiving Social Security benefits? This is where you need to act quickly. The Social Security Administration has set up a special portal on their website specifically for these grants. You'll need to provide basic information like your name, address, Social Security number, and income details. The process takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete, and I'll include a link to the portal in the description below. Some of you might be wondering if there's a deadline to apply. Yes, there is, and it's coming up fast. While the first wave of payments begins March 1st, you have until April 15th to submit your application. After that, even if you're eligible, you may not be able to receive these funds. So I can't stress this enough. Don't procrastinate on this. Set a reminder on your phone right now to check your eligibility today. I know dealing with government programs can feel overwhelming. The paperwork, the waiting, the uncertainty, it can all be a lot to handle. But I want you to think about what this money could mean for you and your family. Is it worth spending 20 minutes on an application for the chance to receive thousands of dollars? For most people watching this video, the answer is a resounding yes. Let me address another common concern. Is this legitimate? With so many scams out there, it's natural to be skeptical. These Social Security grants are absolutely real and government-backed. However, be aware that scammers are already trying to take advantage of this program. Remember that the official application will never ask for your bank account password, credit card information, or any kind of payment or fee. If anyone contacts you claiming to be from the Social Security Administration and asks for these things, it's a scam. Have you checked your mail carefully over the past few weeks? Some eligible recipients are receiving notification letters from the Social Security Administration with specific instructions. These letters include a unique identification code that you'll need for the application. If you received one of these letters but misplaced it, don't panic. You can still apply online, but you'll need to go through an additional verification step. Now, what should you do if you apply and your application is denied? First, don't give up right away. Many initial denials can be successfully appealed. The appeal process is straightforward. You'll need to submit a reconsideration request within 60 days of receiving your denial notice. In many cases, denials happen due to simple errors or missing information, rather than actual ineligibility. I want to take a moment to emphasize something important. These grants are not charity. This is money that comes from tax dollars, your tax dollars. These programs exist because we as a society have recognized that sometimes people need a helping hand. There's no shame in accessing benefits you're entitled to. In fact, putting this money back into the economy by paying bills, buying necessities, or supporting local businesses helps everyone. Some of you might be wondering how these grants will affect your taxes. Good news! These payments are classified as disaster relief payments, which means they're not considered taxable income. You won't need to report these grants on your next tax return, and they won't push you into a higher tax bracket. It's completely free money that you can use without tax consequences. Let's talk about the timing of these payments, because that's been causing some confusion. The rollout begins March 1st, but not everyone will receive their payment on that exact date. The Social Security Administration is distributing these grants in batches based on a few factors. First priority goes to those with direct deposit already set up with the SSA. Paper checks will follow, typically taking an additional 1 to 2 weeks to arrive. If you're applying fresh and haven't received Social Security benefits before, expect your payment within 3 to 4 weeks of application approval. Have you considered all the ways you might use this money? While the government doesn't restrict how you spend these grants, financial experts recommend prioritizing essential needs first. This might include catching up on rent or mortgage payments, paying utility bills, reducing high-interest debt, or building an emergency fund. Some recipients are using a portion for preventative healthcare expenses that they've been putting off. Whatever your situation, having a plan for these funds before they arrive can help you maximize their impact.